After yesterday's discussion about Anna's new appearance, which is different from usual, many of you didn't mind her look, while some took issue with it, especially her hairstyle. But that's not the only point we got from the previous video. There is one more point we need to discuss, which is the weapon. When talking about Tekken, the main concept revolves around a tournament titled the King of Iron Fist Tournament, which serves as the main stage for various fighters from around the world. This tournament was first held by Heihachi Mishima, the leader of Mishima Zaibatsu, a multinational corporation with significant global influence. The tournament is not just an ordinary martial arts competition, but also involves various political intrigues, power struggles, and the Mishima family conflict, which has been the core of Tekken's story since the first game. Each edition of the tournament has a different purpose, depending on who controls it. In Tekken, the Iron Fist Tournament has several key elements that make it unique. One of them is the diversity of fighters from different parts of the world, each with distinct fighting styles, such as Kung Fu, Muay Thai, and Capoeira. Additionally, the Mishima family conflict remains a recurring theme, featuring revenge, betrayal, and power as its main elements. Mishima Zaibatsu also plays a significant role in the tournament, often using it as a tool to control the world or uncover certain forces, such as the Devil Gene or mythical creatures. In Tekken, most characters fight using martial arts techniques, reflecting the game's identity as a skill-based and strategy-driven fighting game. However, the inclusion of weapon-wielding characters has sparked debate within the community, as it can affect gameplay balance and significantly alter the dynamics of combat. Weapons provide specific advantages that other characters do not have, such as extended attack range, projectile attacks, and difficult-to-counter move combinations. One of the negative impacts of using weapons in Tekken is the imbalance in combat. Weapon-wielding characters often have a much wider attack range than those fighting with bare hands. This creates a challenge for opponents who need to get close to attack, especially for characters that rely on close-range combat. Additionally, some weapon-based attacks have high priority, meaning they win more frequently in trade situations compared to regular attacks. This makes certain weapon-using characters appear superior in specific situations, creating an unfair advantage in matches. Beyond combat balance, weapon usage is also seen as breaking the core concept of Tekken. As a franchise known for realistic martial arts-based fighting, the presence of weapon-based characters feels contradictory to the game's identity. In games like Soul Calibur, weapon combat is an integral part of the system, meaning the game is designed with mechanics that accommodate weapon-based fighting. However, in Tekken, characters who fight without weapons do not have equivalent tools to counter the range and attack variety offered by weapons, leading to a less harmonious gameplay experience. Another negative impact of weapons in Tekken is the potential for attack spamming. Some weapon-wielding characters possess fast, wide-range attacks that can be repeated continuously to pressure opponents, leaving them with limited counterplay options. Projectile attacks are also problematic, as they give a huge advantage against characters who lack similar capabilities. This mechanic is often exploited by new players or those looking to abuse the system, making matches feel less challenging and unfair. The Tekken community, especially long-time and professional players, frequently criticizes the inclusion of weapons in the game. Many believe that weapon-wielding characters disrupt the balance and do not align with Tekken's essence as a skill-based martial arts game. Some players even suggest implementing special restrictions on weapon-using characters to preserve gameplay balance. Noctis Lucis Calum is one of the most hated characters in the Tekken community. One of the main reasons is that his fighting style does not fit with Tekken's signature combat system. Most characters in the game use real-world martial arts techniques, such as karate, taekwondo, or judo. However, Noctis fights using a magical sword that can appear and disappear, along with projectile attacks that give him an unfair advantage over characters that rely on close-quarters combat. Additionally, his projectile-based attacks, such as Warp Strike, make him extremely difficult to deal with. Most Tekken characters have to get close to their opponent to attack, but Noctis can strike from a distance without taking much risk. This creates gameplay imbalance and frustrates many players when facing him. Not only that, his attack animations and mechanics feel different from other Tekken characters. His movements resemble those of a RPG character or an anime-style fighter, featuring teleportation effects and magic-based attacks, which are uncommon in Tekken. Many players also believe that Noctis is too easy to use but difficult to counter. His attacks are fast, have a wide range, and apply immense pressure on opponents, leaving them with few opportunities to fight back. Some of his moves also have properties that make them difficult to punish, allowing Noctis players to play more safely compared to other characters. Other guest characters, like Geese Howard from Fatal Fury, are more accepted because they come from other fighting games and have combat styles that align better with Tekken's mechanics. In contrast, Noctis feels like a forced addition with no relevance to the game's conflicts or main storyline.
But what about Yoshimitsu and Kunimitsu? They also use weapons, so why are they still accepted by the Tekken community?
Good question. Although Yoshimitsu and Kunimitsu use weapons in their fights, they are not hated like Noctis, for several key reasons related to gameplay design, balance, and their presence in Tekken's history. Yoshimitsu has been a part of Tekken since the first game in 1994, while Kunimitsu was introduced in Tekken 1. As longtime characters, the community has grown accustomed to their presence and accepted their fighting styles as part of Tekken's identity. In contrast, Noctis was added to Tekken 7 without any connection to its world or story, whereas Yoshimitsu and Kunimitsu hold a place in Tekken's lore and are tied to other character developments. Even though Yoshimitsu and Kunimitsu wield swords or knives, they do not have an overwhelming advantage over bare-handed characters. Their attacks still follow Tekken's close-range combat mechanics, meaning they must approach opponents to land hits. Unlike Noctis, who has projectile attacks and long-range strikes that are hard to counter, Yoshimitsu and Kunimitsu must use strategies similar to other characters to secure a victory. And now, in Tekken 8, Clive Rossfield is quite disliked by players. One of the main reasons is Clive's fighting style not aligning with Tekken's signature mechanics. Some players feel that Clive would be more suited for a game like Soul Calibur due to his different combat style. Another criticism is related to Clive's similarity to other characters. Some players believe that Clive is just a rehash of Noctis, and that his design does not bring anything new or unique to Tekken 8. However, there are also players who accept Clive's presence and try to adapt to the new dynamics he introduces into the game. This debate reflects the challenges developers face when adding guest characters to an already established series, especially when it comes to maintaining balance and gameplay integrity. Previously, Victor Chevalier was also controversial due to his use of weapons and guns. Most recently, another debate resurfaced with the addition of Anna, who even uses a bazooka. So, that's the discussion for today's content. As time goes on, Tekken seems to be moving further away from the concept of the King of Iron Fist. There is no hatred toward characters using weapons, but I simply question why such things need to be included in Tekken. Tekken has already done an excellent job introducing characters with martial arts styles based on their country of origin. What do you think about the use of weapons on Tekken's newest characters? Write your answers in the comments, and see you in another video.